Everybody?
Greetings.
Hello.
Is us.
How's our sound?
Hello!
How's the audio doing? You got that audio? Sweet audio? I see things going up and down. Levels are
I heard
leveling.
us
Hello?
in there. I have us tabbed. I heard us.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard us too, and had to go. I gotta mute it because I had the weird Discord plus Twitch echoing horridness.
But-
Okay,
Buddy.
we are presumably live. I don't know if we have a mod, but
You can't see right now, but I am side-eyeing Copernicus in that remark.
I see.
Yay.
I see.
I see a yay. I assume we're good.
Okay.
Are we live?
I don't know.
We
Or are we
live?
undead?
All of us?
Some of us.
Jury's
are
out on
live.
that
For
one.
yourself.
Who can say? Who can say? What is life? That's the more
Define
important question.
live, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you define for me what it means to be live? Well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this whole
Intro?
thing, what I always say at the top of the thing. So welcome to our internet friends and webcomic fans. It's your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist bringing you another episode of Trash Heroes, the Dungeons & Dragons stream where we recount the epic adventures of the wildly improbable collection of horrible creatures known as the Trash Heroes. Our players, as always, are a collection of talented internet artists, cartoonists, thing makers, writers, I don't know, pin makers,
Sure.
seller of internet stuff. Please do check out all of their links and social
There. Over there.
media
the
stuff
bird?
and connections up in the corner. And of course, you can sign up for people's Patreons. You got to feed your local artists. It's not like the zoo. You need to make sure that you're actually you actually do feed the animals.
God, I would love some enrichment in my enclosure.
I need
That's
I
right.
need more than enrichment. I got hit by a car last week.
It's true.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh,
Bad time.
I made a wonderful in memoriam video.
I saw it. It was really
because
good.
I'm very dramatic, I will be making another one. I haven't
Not
used
for
the black
Raven,
and white
for
filter.
Raven's vehicle.
Mm.
Oh my
Raven
god,
is still
Wing
very much
was
alive.
so beautiful. Wing was so
Yeah, everyone's like-
beautiful.
Everyone's like, it's a
memoriam for
pre-recorded
who?
message. Has Raven now
We
just
did say that
become
some of us were undead.
nothing
So
but an avatar?
you're just AI. No. Fired.
No.
Hey.
Cancelled.
How
That's what
dare
happens.
you? How
That's what happens
dare
if you
you?
die when you're
I am a
on the
person.
internet. You-
I am a real person.
How
Okay.
dare you imply that I have intelligence? Artificial, I'll accept.
Yeah, well, hey, without any further ado, let's meet the characters. It's first up, Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fetid Quaggle,
That's me. Hi.
who's really into yoga.
Yeah. Sponsored by Patagonia brand outdoor wear.
Next, we have the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, Ugna Sugar Tusk.
Yeah. Bones have been crushed.
It's true. There was a lot of crushing of bones last time. Next up is the Trickster Cleric, Rogue Baker, and all-around party animal, Tromlin Darioles.
The fuck did I become the voice of reason for this group?
And then the Wild Magic streaming sensation, Morgan V. Sater.
Hi,
bounce in
I'm here.
silence.
I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired of this bullshit. It has been a
Oh.
very rough few days.
It's
in
true.
and
I
out
can
of game. In and out of game. I imagine
Indeed.
she's got some residual PMS from
Yeah.
all of that. It's been a very
Everything.
short amount of time in game that this happened.
Yes. Which we're going to get into in a second. And finally, it's our sweet old grandpa, who's also accidentally an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine.
A horrifying catchphrase.
And when we last left our heroes, OMGs, the recap. We began last game in the lair of the Frostworm, with the party in pitched battle with a massive devourer summoned by the dark wizard Graculus. The creature had imprisoned in its ribcage the great frostworm of the north, Kalugnir, in human shape, and was empowered by hordes of weak undead skeletons that littered the dragon's lair. Ugna unleashed a flurry of blows, only to find that the devourer could heal itself by absorbing the undead. Moreover, strange fairy magic affected Ugna's attacks, and it became clear that she still was affected by a curse. However, the heroes acquitted themselves admirably. Tromlin wiped out many of the skeletons with his holy word, channeling divinity, while Copernicus used his chill touch to totally stymie the DM by having the by preventing the devourer from further regeneration,
Very good.
allowing damage from Ugna's hammer and Morgan's spells to accumulate upon the thing. Two abyssal ghouls appeared, one preying upon Tromlin and draining his mind, dropping him to the ground, and another grappled with Copernicus, trying to stop him from his constant chill touch. And then Ugna was dropped and went down for the count, as a huge horde of regular ghouls came shuffling in through the cavern entrance, drawn from the huge mounds of dead that the party had seen outside the cave earlier, which meant things were looking a bit grim. But then Fetid healed Tromlin. He and Copernicus double-tapped the Devourer, Fetid and Copernicus, with a chill touch and an arrow combo, shattering its skull, so it slumped to the ground. Tromlin summoned a Valkyrie and broke away from the Abyssal Ghoul, and Missy stepped over to stabilize Ugna. Morgan teleported Copernicus to safety, and then Copernicus summoned his fire demon. Between them, the fire demon and the Valkyrie made short work of the undead remaining in the cavern, leaving the party with the unconscious rescued lady in white, who they knew to be the Frostworm. Ugna impulsively grabbed the shackles to shatter them and took a bunch of necrotic damage and went down again, but
It's
not
fine.
before you were out of health spells.
Yeah, I'm good.
This meant that the lady was healed notably after her release from the necrotic shackles, and Copernicus pointed out that it would probably be best not to be present when she came around. And so with Copernicus's magical sight, he was able to sneak a few magic items into his bag on the way out. And at the back at the camp, we ended with him doing the identify ritual on those magic items. But I would like to start the game with a little bit of a retcon, because I forgot something on your way out of the cavern. If you'll recall, during the battle, I had a couple people make some perception checks that all failed. But at the end of the battle, when you were dealing with the Frostworm, there was a lot less distraction. So I would like an investigation check in particular from Copernicus, and any of the others who would like to may roll perception as well.
That's a 2, so Ugna is
You
Still
notice
asleep.
you notice the booger on your finger that
you.
you don't remember picking
I wipe it on something.
because you did it while you were distracted, and you're just
Yeah.
completely focused on it.
That is a 17 from me.
14 for me.
Much better from Fetid.
15
Decent.
over here.
But it also has a
And that's-
booger on his finger, but he that's what he notices.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stuff you
he's
were
like,
looking for?
no, that's-
He's
that's
excited
that's
about
much
it.
later.
Good shit.
Yeah.
yeah, he's not distracted by the boogers because
No.
it's normal.
The booger is a bonus for him.
Mhm.
Okay,
Let me
So-
see. I didn't roll great. I got a 4+.
okay. So
Perception
the 15,
or
yeah, perception for you. So the 15 cutoff here is going to hit
No.
for Copernicus' investigation. And Fetid as well. So Copernicus, you were using your magical sight, so you actually have a lower threshold here as well. So while the party was sort of making the lady in white a little more comfortable and positioning her here so that they can make their escape, and Tromlin had suggested that it was not a good idea to steal the treasure.
From a dragon? From an ancient white dragon?
What could
At which
possibly
point-
go wrong?
Fetid, looking around, you realize that this treasure hoard's already been picked over.
Oh, okay.
So as Tromlin is sort of saying that, you look around and you just happen to notice that there's a number of open and empty chests and bags buried within, there's still loads and loads of silver and crystals and household goods taken from caravans and other such treasure debris. But there are like you spot a barrel that's just wide, like the lid's off of it and there's nothing in it. Like maybe it was a barrel of treasure of some sort, but it's just sitting there. You notice a couple of chests that have been broken open, like the hinges have been struck, and the lids are sitting next to them, but there's nothing in them. And while you're noticing that, Copernicus, you of course nefariously intend to go to say yes to your nephew, but then like make off with a few choice things. But you also notice all of the magic items that you spot and grab with your mage's hand are fairly buried, and a lot of them have been revealed because of all the undead either disintegrating or coming out of the horde after you in this battle. But you also notice something that you hadn't been paying attention to before because you were in the midst of a pitched battle. But you notice a bunch of sigils in the walls of the cavern, so quite a distance from you, but you can now see that there is a very geometrically perfect ring of sigils that have been carved into the living stone of this cavern, all the way around, starting and ending at the entrance. And you recognize some of these sigils as being abyssal runes, but others are it's just magic. Some sort of magical rituals being prepared here. And you also, with your investigation, can tell that this is relatively recent. These carvings. Someone's made these with like a hammer and chisel within the last month for certain.
Can I do Arcana to figure out what the purpose of the ritual might be, or was that investigation representing what I was able to figure out about the ritual?
No, the investigation was just sort of noticing this as you were investigating for magic items. Your magic sight twinged with some of these runes. There's some trace of magic there.
Would I think I have a I think I have what is it called? Entangle left? Would I be able to use that to destroy the runes? Or the layout?
Not
Basically
really.
prevent it from being used, or okay.
Not really. No. I mean, you could try and just like deface some of the stone, but like entangle is a very specific spell effect, so there's no damage from it. But go ahead and make me that Arcana check, Copernicus.
And can my co-investigator help me with this?
Yeah, what would you like? Skill check or just the help action or what?
You could do the help action. You could also do the guidance if you wanted to.
Could I do both?
Yep.
If we're not in a rush to get out? Yeah, I'll do the help and guidance.
I think you guys were just talking about not wanting to be around when the dragon wakes up, but so you're not like infinite time, but certainly you can. You have a moment.
A nat 20 on the die for a 30 total.
We got a hype train going, you guys.
Plus the guidance. Hold on, I forgot to roll guidance. That's a 33. 33.
That's a well-deserved hype train.
Hell yeah.
Nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you so much.
Well done. Well done. Hype train. I guess this
Could
is
we
a
get
chance.
some Pernie hype in the chat? Let's get some Pernie hype going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, y'all, in the chat, you can, of course, if you so choose, contribute bits and cheers to the channel, which will help keep the hype train going, but will also give refill that inspiration tracker.
And yeah, I will put it all on the board and say, if you don't already know, I will need every single one of them. I will do the crazy dumb thing. So those inspirations will be needed, and my wild magic, thankfully, with my new item, I'll be able to choose what ridiculous thing happens.
What crazy thing you do.
So
yeah.
Excellent.
So with that insanely good Arcana check, well into the 30s. I gotta say that even without a lot of time, and that pushed us into the 100%. Yay!
Woo!
Hype! Hype
100%
has
hype.
happened.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
My inspiration tracker continues not to update.
Oh,
Don't know
you'll
why.
have to manually
Yeah.
track.
Yep. I need a new inspiration tracker is the thing. This one has been consistently not working.
OBS hand fist shake. You might want to double check what we were at.
Yeah.
Because maybe we weren't at 0. We might have had some overlap
We were
there.
at 50, I believe. I've been writing it down because it hasn't been updating.
We were at 50%, but we rolled over a second time. That's why a bunch of you guys have 2. In any case, that reminds me also, please give another inspiration to Copernicus.
Heck yes, for being MVP last game.
Yeah, I had meant to give him one at the end of the game, but we were scrambling to get through the magic items.
I promise to use it irresponsibly.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's just based on the clever combo of using your abilities to prevent the most dangerous thing that was happening, which is the devourer healing itself over and over again.
Yes, God, yes.
That was a huge deal. Okay. So with that Arcana check from Hell, you are able to get a few bits and pieces. This is not a small ritual. This is not a spell, right? This ritual was tapping into the power of the Frost Dragon, using the Devourer to siphon it, and directing it somewhere, or partly directing it somewhere. You get the impression that this was not completed. This was a work in progress, and it suddenly clicks with you why Graculus was basically spending all day here every day. You know, it wasn't because he was like, I'm going to live in this cave full of frozen metal and my undead guy now. It was because he was still working on something.
Sneaky.
You believe that you would need some pretty extensive resources to crack what this ritual is exactly about. And once again, you feel that you really need access to some serious magical libraries. But that said, with that Arcana check, you can, if you're willing to take a little bit of time, copy down some of the key parts of this iconography. Based on that roll, you kind of figure out, I know exactly what I need to be copying down.
I will definitely do that.
Didn't I think Trumlin had said that they wanted to also like leave a note for the dragon lady. I just wanted to clarify if that happened, because that would be something that we want to do, to be like,
I don't
hey.
think I'm the one who said leave the note. I was the one who said
phone
leave the
number on a
note.
napkin.
I get one point
Funny.
I joked about leaving a note saying that we'd taken a few things just as repayment for having saved her, and we're just calling it even. I don't think I actually did
that was discussed jokingly. No one actually left a note.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would want to leave a note, because especially if she was put under someone else's power, there are ways to like prevent someone from remembering that, of it not being clear, that sort of thing. So I didn't realize it was a joke. We were very tired at the end of the last game. So if we could clarify that before we go, that would be great.
I think I might just leave a little note saying Graculus did this to you, and just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a way?
Was no spy.
I wish we had like crystal numbers that are our sending stones. Yeah, there's not a safe way to leave contact information of any kind.
Do you want contact? I don't know.
I mean, I'm
for clarification that we were the ones that saved and we're not the ones that were imprisoning. That's,
don't
I feel very important.
Eat us.
Yeah. Can we
We
leave
did
like
not
a contact?
ransack.
Yeah. leave contact
might
information
also
for the
be-
listener.
I feel
We
like
were
it
in
might
the
be a
midst
safe
of battle,
assumption that
but
she
she
would
was
know
like,
who did this.
yeah, she was conscious. I don't think you ever gave her dialogue though. From
No,
from
she
in
wasn't-
No,
the
she
cage.
wasn't unconscious.
She was not conscious. She was
Oh,
like
okay, she wasn't conscious.
weird, eyes rolled back, like floating inside the rib cage, and then she was like slumped on the ground afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is why
Um,
you were of the opinion that she is likely to come around at some point.
Is there a magical message that we could leave? I wonder.
There
That
are
would be a
spells
little
for
bit
that. I
more
don't know if anybody
legitimate.
has that spell.
Oh, yeah.
Fetid, I will point out, has noticed that someone has already been plundering here, but has not
Yes.
told anyone.
Someone
Wait,
has already
do you-
been plundering here, Fetid says.
Could you?
What?
We have that. So, someone had a spell that kept us safe at camp. Would we be able to do that for her before we go?
No,
Or is
that was the alarm spell that
Oh, an alarm. Okay.
Yeah.
Fetid
Right.
used, and that would require him to stay here, which I don't think he wants
Oh,
to do.
yeah. Okay.
Not ideally.
I mean, maybe
No. I mean, dragons are
everyone's
cool, but
talking
like,
about how this is a giant reptile.
Yeah.
maybe
I
she'd be
can
cool.
cast. I can do a ritual magic mouth, so that when she wakes up, there's just like a. So you've been knocked unconscious and drained for your magic ritual power. What now? Well, you could get revenge on the man who did this to you. His name is Graculus. Here's what we know about him. Anyway, good luck with
Oh.
that. Good luck with your off-camera Kill Bill storyline.
Hmm.
I love
Do
that
not
so
involve
much.
us. Please do not involve us. Even slightly.
And I'm not going to sign it, the Trash Heroes. I'm going to resist the urge to sign it. But yeah, I think I will leave a magic mouth for like when she wakes up. That'll be the trigger for all of that being said. I mean, and I'll mention
Okay,
and you
so-
should probably scrub those runes off the wall. They were working on some kind of ritual. Yeah, I would deface that right away.
Seems bad.
Hmm.
So it's 25 words for the magic mouth
Oh,
maximum, but also you're so just so I know what's going on in time wise. What are you doing first, Copernicus? You're copying down the bits of the ritual that you'll need to research.
yeah,
That's your
copying-
priority.
Copying the bits of the
Okay.
ritual first, and then magic mouth ritual. Unless if anyone else has any other thing that we could do to leave something like that. I mean, we could just write a note. So we could just write
I
a
think
note.
we can write a
make more
note for
sense to
things
just
that
write a
won't
note.
fit within.
Yeah.
Like I like the magic mouth. And yeah, we'll write a note for whatever can't fit into the magic mouth. Yeah.
So you start writing a note about like what you guys know about Graculus, basically.
Yeah.
Hmm.
'Cause
Do
that
we
was-
know
that
what
was
language she would have
important.
spoken, or would regularly speak?
I mean, Draconic's a pretty good guess for a
Fetid is
dragon.
Draconic?
Draconic, right?
Does he know how to write though, or read?
I think
The-
Fetid does in
Good
fact
question.
not have
The
any
only
flaws
class in
about.
D&D I think that can't write and read automatically is Barbarian, unless they've changed it.
There is a specific flaw for being illiterate, and if you don't have it, the default is that yes, you can write and read.
Like you know, like
Okay.
Fetid pulls out like a little calligraphy set.
Yeah.
Like an elegant.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, my spare time.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, does like
I'll-
illuminated
Totally
initial
illuminated
capitals.
manuscript.
Yeah.
So
I have Sylvan and Elvish. So I will also write. I'll write the same stuff down in those languages just in case, and then I will prestidigitation remnants of us and our scent from at least
Cool.
the written stuff, just
Cool.
in case, you know.
So we don't have a dragon hunting us.
Mhm.
so while this is
Cool.
happening,
Uh,
so is anybody else doing anything while this is happening? So while Copernicus is writing down, scribbling ritual bits in his book, Fetid has pulled out his calligraphy set and is making a very ornate draconic letter. Morgan is writing down some stuff in Elvish as well to cover your bases.
You're a dragon.
That basically it.
How are you? I am fine.
I guess we'd be doing some of the healing that we said we would do on the way out. Whoever's not doing something, that's when that would be happening. If that, because we. Yeah.
I guess I can use the rest of my spell slots up healing people.
Okay. Let's actually get those numbers because maybe it's worth it.
Yeah.
Buddy. what do you got?
Who was still particularly injured?
I have 9 points myself.
Yeah, you might want to heal yourself.
I think I have
Mhm.
29, so I'm doing good.
I was at 25.
I'm not sure I took a hit in that fight.
No, Fetid
Oh.
didn't
Maybe
actually take any damage.
Nice.
You got
Well done.
lucky.
Did a lot of
Flawless
running away.
victory.
Oh, I still have my second level spells.
As you should. You're
though.
just wee. You're very small.
Mhm.
He had several skeletons attack him, but none of them beat his armor class because he's slippery. And I believe the one Abyssal Ghoul tried to grapple you but failed because of
Yes.
your small nimbleness.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm not sure I got hit.
You did. You absolutely did.
I'm not finding
you
my
were-
notes here. Maybe they're somewhere else.
You were hit by the one area effect attack
Oh, right.
from the creature, and that was like 30 damage. I think that's the only thing that hit you though.
Yeah, I think I was generally pretty lucky. I was trying to.
But it still took
maintain
like
my
more than half your hit
concentration.
points.
Yeah, I'll go underbloodied.
Yeah, that was
so I
before
find that
you.
info.
That was before you cast your haste spell, so it was
Haha, I stole you.
luckily did
Oliver.
not have to resist that. So let's say then Tromlin's got. I'm pretty sure Tromlin has used mostly. You used
third level
one
spells.
second level. You used one second level spell because you did an extra Misty Step,
Yeah.
but that's the only second level slot you used.
Well, I got myself up to 34 points.
Cool.
See, Ugna, you're gonna get back 14 plus. Hold on. I'm doing my other second level spell on Ugna plus up first level. Ugna gets 18 back total.
Awesome, thank you. That is a lot more than I had.
So I have 2 first level spells left.
I'm at 25 to be bloodied.
Fetid has some first level spell
Yeah, I
slots
think I
as
only
well.
used one.
Give yourself 8 back, Raven.
Okay.
Yeah, Fetid was using Pass Without Trace and Beast Senses, which are both second level spells. So he was down to first level, but I think you used.
I used one fairy fire in that fight, and then I think that was about it.
Yeah, and you used one heal on Tromlin.
Yes. So that leaves
You've
me
got
with 2,
two
I
more.
think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I've
be
got
at
one-
33. Sorry.
I've got 1 heal left. Who needs it the most?
I think, yeah. Copernicus.
I think that's me. I'm at 25 right now.
Oh, look at you! I maxed
You need
12.
more. Nice.
What is the hit
Oh,
dice for using my cup?
Sorry?
I didn't do it in battle. But I would like to at the end of this have spell slots back. So I'd be getting my sorcery points.
So roll a hit die, which is a D8, or sorry, a D6 for you, because you're a sorcerer.
Okay.
And then you're going to take that much damage, but then you gain back 5 sorcery points.
Okay. So I'll be at 29 above bloodied.
Did Fetid want to do a heal on
5.
Morgan then?
I can, yeah. What do I roll? Like a D4 and or a D8?
D8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, so D8 plus.
So a D8 plus 4.
All right. You get, oh, nice. You get 11 hit points.
Nice, thank you.
Nice.
All right, chat. I've got a new game I'm trying here. We're picking a character, and I have a pose generator. We've got Pernie up, so I'm gonna hit the random pose generator. Pernie's gonna be a monk.
Nice.
I'm catching up on some Trash Hero sketches, so let's see how this one turns
Nice.
Pose generator from.
How much? I messed up my math. How many hit points was that? For me?
11.
11.
out.
I think that
That
brings
should
me
put you
up
at
to
39.
50.
You were at 28,
Okay.
so that should put you at 39. So, while Copernicus is furiously scribbling down arcane runes, and the rest of you have made some notes while various people have laid on hands and does some healing, it's at that point that Tromlin notices the lady in white beginning to stir.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
She is waking up, y'all. Either we help her or we leave.
I
I believe.
I think we leave.
think she's gonna eat us.
All right.
So-
Go.
So at that point,
Yeah, I think we leave.
you
Like, not in a
bolt.
fun way.
Yeah.
And you flee through the entrance of the cavern out into the burnt waste outside. It's all now like all those big mounds of dead have been either burned away with either holy light or infernal fire from the two summonings that you
You
guys
can't
did.
make holy light. Infernal fire will do just fine.
And there's no sign of any of the ghouls or anything else that were crawling around out here before. There is a massive storm raging as you had arranged with the druids, and you flee into the hills as you hear a tremendous howling roar of fury back among the hills.
Just
Um,
remember, it was Graculus.
Not us! But definitely not us! Not the trash heroes! Bye!
Yeah, there are 2 incompleted, or there's probably like 1 in Elven and then 1 partially in Sylvan little
Yeah.
manuals that just got prestidigitation as we ran out of there.
Anyway, you gotta go by.
Bye!
You can feel a wave of extreme cold at your heels as you're fleeing.
Oh, that's not good.
As
Run
she
faster.
unleashes her breath weapon into the lands about.
I pick up whoever is slowest and just book it.
And then from your vantage point in the hills, as you like, obviously you're like trying to stay to the gullies and away from any place that you could be seen, but you do note the enormous form of Kalugnir rise into the skies and fly to the south, which I'll remind Jeff is the direction of the Black Ice Tribe's camp.
Yeah, that's bad.
Huh.
Also, the
okay.
city eventually.
I mean, the city's more southwest.
Okay.
If I were to
But
send an
directly
animal
south into the
messenger, do you
hills.
think I could beat her there?
I'll remind you that the Black Ice Tribe is the Hockey Barbarians.
Oh, the hotkey. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's
Alright,
fine.
you're the
then.
Chill
Screw
Winds?
those guys.
Raven?
The Chillwinds tribe is
Yeah,
they're,
yeah.
they're good. They're
Okay.
cool.
Morgan's
them.
tribe.
Pain
Well, I
Great
have zero
Sky.
problems with this development then.
No.
Pain Great Skies of the
Yes.
Black Ice. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So you made your way back to camp, and that is where you were able to pull out the various magic items that you had hidden away on your person after the fight.
That's where I collapsed and then woke up and hit a paper with my hammer.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So just to remind the audience, as well as you guys, the magic items that you were able to get away with.
I've got my little.
Although
here.
I'd like to point out that at this stage there is no way to tell what was stolen by Graculus and what was stolen by you.
Yeah. Hooray!
Tell us all.
I'm assuming much more was stolen by Graculus.
Yes, like the whole horde was picked over.
If anyone
pretty good.
asks, we stole nothing. It was all Graculus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. That guy. Total
fucking guy.
maniac.
I'm just gonna point out that the Magic Mouth said that we took fair payment. I think.
Oh, no,
There was no magic.
Oh,
mouth.
the
You
Magic
did not
Mouth
have
didn't get.
time.
Oh, okay.
No,
So we only had the
because
little letters.
because Copernicus was prioritizing getting the ritual information copied down, he did not get a chance to cast the spell.
That's cool.
So only the
We're
notes that were
fine.
written were
Probably
left
for the
behind.
best.
We'll figure it out.
So,
My note says Gracchulus the bitch, and then in quotations like the information we have of what his like race and like
Grackle, the bitch.
yeah, Gracchulus
He
the bitch.
stole your shit.
He stole your shit. We helped you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Don't ask any more questions.
Fedid's note is like written like an ancient treatise to the great dragons, like old kobold lore of like yes, it's got like the traditional greeting of the dragon and then it goes into some details. Morgan's is like a beefing tweet thread.
Amazing.
Like
I was
something
thinking
that
like it's
Doja Cat
like
would write or
what I was thinking that we both have like our own like sets of like scrolls and inks, and so like maybe Fetid had like some dinosaur print paper stationery, and then mine was kind of like a Nexopia old style like Nexopia profile page where like there's
You've
like
got
some
Morgan.
drawings in there, you know.
Morgan has like actual like emoji stamps to like
Mhm.
add to the
Amazing.
um
Bet it doesn't
So-
have paper, it's just like a crusty.
We were
he just
Some
sloughs
skin
off a
that I
layer of
shed.
skin. Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes, I need to get a new parchment here, so I'm just gonna shed off my
Yeah,
tail,
yeah. Good.
trim it to
Yeah.
the nice neat little that's how
Morgan's
the kobolds do.
looking
Um,
through her stamps as they finally settle down, and it's like, oh, my boob stamp is gone. I dropped my boob
No.
stamp on the way out.
Damn it.
My boob emoji.
So identified amongst the things that Copernicus has secreted in his sack was a skeletal hand clutching a silver scroll, basically a scroll of silver paper with a little ribbon. And when he opened that, there was a mysterious rune, which the identify spell could not identify, but it made it clear that this was to be activated with a weapon. And when Copernicus awoke Ugna, Ugna impulsively grabbed a hammer and immediately hit the rune, which caused a clap of thunder, and that rune is now transferred onto the surface, the striking surface of the dwarven-made hammer, which is now a thunder hammer,
Hell
which
yes.
is a +2 magical weapon.
Hell yes.
You can strike the ground. It has 3 charges, and I'm just going to tell you this because you have the identify ritual going. It has 3 charges, regains D3 each dawn. A charge can be used to strike the ground and cast a 4th level thunder wave.
Ooh.
With a save DC of 17. So that does 5d8 thunder damage to a 15-foot area. And save for half, and also to avoid being pushed 10 feet. A charge may also be used to attack a single target for a normal attack with an additional 3d8 thunder damage to that target. The con save is still there to avoid being pushed, but not for half damage. Also, the con save is necessary to avoid being stunned for a round.
All right. I will get a bunch of this stuff from you in more detail. But I've got some notes.
And and the hammer can be thrown and magically returns for either
shit.
effect. So only
It's
only when
Mjolnir.
using a charge, right? You can, it's
Okay,
not on every time. It's just
Yeah.
when you use
Gotcha.
a charge, you can
I'm
throw
going
it
to
to
add-
get that.
Thunder charges to my character sheet because that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
You basically got a little Mjolnir there.
I love it.
Frog
I love
core.
that for me.
The second item was a flashing, glowing stone with flickering, changing colors that was something to do with wild magic. And when you handed it to Morgan, when you woke up Morgan and she touched it, it absorbed into her body and released its wild energy, giving Morgan the ability to control wild magic effects. So when a wild magic occurs, you get to roll twice and add and choose which of the options you would prefer.
I think
Pretty big
thematically,
deal.
when she like shuffled from her blanket pile and grumpily reached out to grab it, it like burst in light, and now she has like holographic nails as a representation of that power.
Nice. I was also going to say that your eyes flicker with that same pulsing color shifting when you use wild magic, when a wild magic effect occurs.
I'm definitely just an ordinary satyr.
Just regular.
Mhm.
Nothing weird here.
There's no such thing as an ordinary satyr. Satyrs are all
Weirdos.
fey-blooded.
Rude.
There was also a small leather bag of holding. There was a set of tartan and ebon bagpipes that you identified as pipes of haunting. There was a small black notebook that was magically locked that you have not yet opened, or did not before going to bed. There was a large folio volume that was bound that you released and discovered was in fact a folding teleportation circle.
That's going to be useful.
Mm-hmm.
And a faded blue leather book with silver bindings with a holy symbol of the North on the cover, which you identified as a tome of knowledge, specifically a cleric's tome of knowledge. And finally,
Seems like
there
we might have a cleric in
was
the group.
indeed, and finally there was an ancient scroll case with silver bindings and red leather covered in abyssal runes that you had to deactivate a spell that would have done some significant necrotic damage to you. And inside, you found a scroll, a very, very ancient scroll containing a spell of planar binding at 9th level.
Which would allow me to bind a demon in service for a year and a day. We've been going back and forth, and I think we decided Ozymandias was a good candidate for
Hell
a
yes.
Yeah.
Good
full-time
dog.
boy.
demon party.
I believe you made an Arcana check on your knowledge of the plane. Obviously, you don't have this spell, but you did an Arcana check. And between the Identify ritual and your own Arcana knowledge, you know the basic details of how this spell works. So there are restrictions. Number one, it takes a ritual to cast this spell. It's not something you can cast quickly. But moreover, the target of the spell has to be there for the duration of that ritual. So one of the issues with trying to use this on another entity is someone else would have to use the ritual because you'd have to be maintaining
Oh, heck.
the spell.
Yeah.
Right. So if you were to use this, let's say on, Agrajag, who hates your guts, you would have to hope that you could keep him controlled for the entire length of the ritual while somebody else did the ritual, because you can't actually no, you could do it because you can concentrate on 2 spells at once. I forgot about that. So you wouldn't have to break concentration. So you could cast the scroll ritual while maintaining your summon, but doing that on someone who's constantly trying to break the summoning, basically I would be rolling a lot of saving throws for them, and they'd have to
Yeah.
fail them all.
So this is kind of done with cooperation.
It's the kind of thing. Planar binding as a spell is one of those examples of terrible, terrible game design, because it's written to only be usable by NPC groups of like demonic cultists and stuff. But rather than just come out and say that, because
They're
that's
like,
not
you
how
could
D&D
take it if you wanted to,
it's got-
maybe.
yeah, you need a
Why?
group with 2 warlocks in it, and like make a bunch of insane rolls because you'd have to like successfully roll a bunch of times. Yeah, anyway, it's meant for games where they don't have a talent that lets people concentrate on 2 spells at once.
Yeah.
Also, if you summon a demon who you are able to bargain with, and potentially bargain with that demon in such a way that they will be willing to sit still for the ritual, you would have a much
Like someone that you could go sit,
greater chance of
shake a
success.
paw,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just
speak.
imagining Pernie trying to convince Agrajag he's like doing a portrait of him as he gets him to stay still for
It's
10
gonna
minutes for
look
a
great.
ritual.
Good, good.
Nice.
This pose generator thing is fun because I would never have drawn Pernie in this pose, but I'm really digging it.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
it's not that impossible because it's I think it's 1 minute. It's the exact same duration as the summoning spell, right? Which I believe is concentration up to 1 minute.
I think you are right.
Pico, pico.
Oh no, sorry, it's concentration
You
up
want
to an hour.
Pico, pico.
That's quite like impossible. Statistically speaking, the chances
Yeah.
that the demon does not make a saving throw in an hour of saving throws that are made once a round.
Yeah, that seems like a problem.
Yeah. Now that said, there is some implication that you could use the blood circle trick, where you can summon them and like make a circle around yourself so they can't attack you. Even if you lose it, you could then make that circle around them so that they can't
Right.
attack anything or get out of the
Yeah.
circle, and then you just
Yeah.
need to maintain concentration because they can't do anything to you. But again, that's not rules as written. That's
Gaming.
interpretive license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up the 5th edition version of the spell, and it does say that an inverted magic circle is the way that normally people pull it off, which I think is
Yeah.
maybe an update for 5e.
Yeah, except that's also it's not strictly in the game rules. It's something that people have said, like on Reddit and stuff. This is how you can do it.
Oh, I
don't-
just read it in the description for summon
For summon
for
greater demon.
or no for sorry for planar binding on Roll20. It specifically said typically the creature is first summoned into the center of an inverted magic circle in order to keep it trapped
Yeah.
while the spell is cast.
Okay, yeah, and according to the summon greater demon, it absolutely makes it clear you could do that because the demon can't cross the circle, and it
Right.
doesn't have any restrictions on how you build the circle.
But regardless, I think it'll be a lot more fun to have Ollie.
Yeah. I mean, that would still
I
be
agree.
difficult because you'd have to like
I live with it.
concentrate on the spell for that one.
Yeah.
So, that was the set of magical things that you have obtained. You then slept for the night, and I believe we said that in the morning, Tromlin, after praying for spells, would remove the curse that it became very obvious that Ugna still has.
Nah,
When
it's fine.
crazy
Mhm.
Looney Tunes things
It's
happened
fine.
whenever
It's
a natural
fine. It's
1
totally
or a natural
normal.
20 was rolled.
Totally normal. Also,
1/3 level.
Grandpappy says, "Get wrecked."
Nice.
Morgan is like
Move that back a little bit. Ooh.
That's so
not
good.
necessarily fighting that you guys fix the curse, but is like barely withholding annoyance at it because it like aligns with her so much.
Well, I need to hear what god Randy is or Tromlin is
Oh, yeah.
worshiping. So
Today.
let's get that out of the way when you wake up.
See. Let's go. 26.
26. Well, that's an interesting one. Lyra. Lyra is a goddess of deception and illusions, patroness of illusionists and liars. Worshipped widely by magicians and wizards as well as charlatans and thieves. Her symbol is a point-down triangle in silver with a symbolic swirl of mist engraved on it.
Yeah. Okay. So I remove Ugna's curse.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Try not to eat more fairy food, please.
Okay, but you're gonna have to let me know what it is for food because it's really hard to tell. Because those cakes just look like regular cakes.
Do you have any more of them?
I don't.
Does I look straight at?
I don't know if anybody needs to roll for that. She looks directly at her backpack while she does that.
Yes.
There may or may not be in my possession more fairy food.
Stop giving them to Ugna.
I've not been giving them to Ugna. We did not do the cute thing where you like feed each other.
No, we should have though. That'd have been good.
We should have. That
Not with
cute.
fairy food, it
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I've only kept the lavender cakes because I was hoping to find a way to
Okay,
uncurse
though.
them.
When we get back to the city, and when Nightshade's awake, and everything's fixed, we're going to get a real cake. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will make a real cake unless you guys eat any more of the fairy food.
Okay.
Willingly.
And I'm not removing any more curses if you eat it.
Willingly? Can we add willingly to that list? To that
Willing.
phrase? Okay.
Yeah, I don't
willing.
always know when stuff is fairy food or not. Like, when do you know? It didn't have, like, sparkles on it or anything. It was just normal
was a
cake.
It was on a fairy's table at a fairy's dinner. That's fairy food.
They weren't all
Yeah,
fairies.
you were
They
not-
were like
It was
they
more
were
like a
goblin guys and
office. It was like an office.
Yeah.
At
There's
this
a lot
point,
of
Trauma
infernal
loses
stuff going
temper.
on.
At this point, Trauma loses his temper and yells at everyone, "Shut up! Just shut up!" Both looks at both of you. You took the food. You were not invited to eat it. You know what's happening, and you keep eating it. I'm not removing any more curses. Look straight at Morgan. That means if you're stuck telling the truth forever, you're stuck telling the truth forever.
Morgan will roll a persuasion, utilizing and weaponizing being a favorite daughter and knowing that Tromlin has one.
Oh.
You,
Oh
there's
no.
you're gonna like flutter your eyelashes at him?
That doesn't work on PCs though, does it?
No, it's entirely
No.
So the players may like
May
call for
choose to
roll
role
just to
play,
establish
Yeah.
how the role play goes, but it's up to your
And you
your
don't
role
have to accept the
You
results.
don't at all. I want to roll basically to see how well or not I do
How
at it.
charming you are.
Yeah, how
You're-
charming
And I assume your
persuasive
goal
I
here
am.
is not like to say, "Oh, but you would for me," but like rather just to placate him,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas Una
Yeah.
just looks
Yeah.
hangdog. She's just like, oh.
I'm gonna roll my insight. I assume that's what.
Don't give me that look, young lady.
That is correct. It means, Morgan is
So
Morgan
I
is
have
rolling
empathy.
persuasion. Morgan
I
is
got
rolling
it.
persuasion, and Tromlin is rolling insight.
Roll beat a natural 20 at 27.
Ooh,
Nice. I got a 19.
Oh.
On the die?
Which does not beat a crit. Yeah, but doesn't beat a crit.
there's no
That would
crits
be-
on skill checks,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
but you only have a +6 perception. Or sorry, that's perception. Persuasion is 8. That's a tie.
Oh wow.
Probably
27
doesn't,
each.
like,
So,
So
you're
Tromlin is-
super charming.
She-
But Tromlin
she's
has
not-
seen this shit before.
I will point out she's not using performance or deception. She's using persuasion.
Nope.
So she's
She's using
tapping into being a favorite daughter or former favorite daughter and knowing that you have one and that she is actually remorseful.
So
and
I'm
will
going to say
listen.
that it works, but he's aware that it works. It's very much like a normal father's position where you're like, I know what you're doing here, kid, fluttering your eyelashes
you
at
are
me and
really
going,
cute.
Daddy,
God damn it.
I know what you're doing, but god damn it, it actually is working. But I know what you're doing.
Tromlin like
Okay.
shakes his head and is like, I'm serious. If you two eat any more of those cakes and get curses, you live with the curses.
I mean, that
Willingly.
seems fair.
And you willingly eat the
Yeah.
curses.
Yeah.
Take some issue. If
I
someone
understand.
somehow force feeds you, unless you told them to force feed you,
Are you
Understood. Completely understood. Thank you.
Are y'all
for helping us out?
bringing out the stuff? Are you like getting rid of any of it, or are you like at least like going through to identify? I know in Ugna's case, you're going to
I
be
mean,
like,
I-
okay, well, there's a bunch of stuff in my backpack, but also there's a bunch of other stuff in my backpack, and I don't know which stuff is from the fairy and which
Yeah.
is other cakes that I've
I'm just
stolen.
gonna get out everything from my backpack, and there's like just random food I've lifted.
Jesus
Some
my
fun
Christ.
God. Yeah.
rocks. There's a really
So
cool
Morgan-
looking stone.
Morgan will have
You can just start shoveling it into my mouth like I'm an open dumpster.
No, do not give him the fairy food.
Oh god,
Morgan,
It might not
there
work
is
on
so
this.
many owlbear pellets and like just
Oh,
random feathers.
All
I'll
right.
eat all that. Give me.
Morgan's also going to dump her purse. The fairy food is actually like in its own little Tupperware. And I guess in this world,
I just see
it's
Tupperware.
more like a tiffin. It's more like a tiffin with like some like rivets and stuff in there to make it more D&D-esque.
So
And
Copernicus can just see which is the fairy food and which is not.
Yeah.
And I think what's something that Pernie does as a
With
as
the
a
magic
bit,
sight.
he identifies a cake that is definitely safe. It's not magical, but he like does a big moment of hamming it up, gets everyone's attention. Like, you can tell that this one's a goblin cake, cause I'm gobbling it up, and then he just eats
Hey!
it.
oh my god.
And then he goes on to explain the differences between them.
Cool.
This one here is a D's cake.
There's a moment where Ugna looks shocked that you've eaten one of the fairy cakes, and then gets it and goes like, "Oh, I'm saving that one for oh."
Pernie, do you want to bet? I
Morgan-
don't really have a lot of saliva, so it's mostly intact.
You just
Morgan's-
blood craft a new one.
Slightly chewed.
No blood cake. Look,
I will
Trum
eat the
turn-
half-chewed cake.
Morgan's
Cromwell
very
brings
excited
it-
about the purses being dumped and is like organizing and cleaning Ugna's like belongings. And is like,
Okay,
you really
awesome.
should throw this eyeliner away. That's gonna
You may
that'll
start
give you
doing
an eye
that, and
infection. Yeah.
you might start doing that, and then maybe stop because, like, as Alina was saying,
You gotta
amongst the like,
really-
here's a bag of jujubes, and also there are several owlbear pellets in here that I just wanted to check
and,
later.
like
Wait,
Yeah.
which kind of pellet?
It's
like
poop.
the one that comes out the mouth.
Doesn't matter.
mouth
I'm
end.
eating them.
Yeah.
The the pellets that owls regurgitate
Okay,
after they swallow
here
my
is-
soul.
Here is the vibe of Ugna's backpack. Take like a toddler where they see cool shit and they just put it in their pockets, and combine that with the nastiest gym bag that you've seen.
Yep.
That is
sounds about
Ugna's
right.
backpack.
That makes total
And
sense.
add the sweet tooth
Yeah.
on top of that.
Yeah.
Morgan is using mage hand prestidigitation and like some tongs and tweezers to like organize things.
Absolutely, you're
And-
gonna need to.
She's not gonna be disrespectful about the gross shit. Because she knows
my
who
gross
she's
shit.
dealing with. And they're just being sectioned off into like, these
Mess
are the
with my gross
pellets,
shit.
these are the poop pellets, these are like the food items, and then like those food items are separated into like might be contaminated versus are fine.
I'm sitting nearby, like very politely, but also making sure that you know that I'm there, like dogs do when you're eating.
Yeah. You can have
Is he-
any owlbear dropping that you wish.
Oh, delicious.
Pellet
So
or,
Truman-
or regular.
Is he doing the whale eye thing where like has like that really bright white semicircle where he's like
Yep.
peeking?
Yep.
Oh
The eyes are
no.
wide.
Okay.
So for
I am gonna do
Tromlin,
another
then,
post generator, but I think I need to draw that.
See, my dog will actually smush his nose up against the outside of like a bowl or plate and go cross-eyed looking at it,
Oh no.
and makes a little
Nice.
Oh no.
like a little pig sound. He's such a grifter. He is a shameless grifter.
Oh my god!
He's too
It has
good.
never occurred to
He's
Ollie
really
that
good.
he could steal food, so he doesn't even try. He just sits and waits.
Oh,
it's
last
very,
week we had
very
to go to
not
the
bird.
we had to pump his stomach because he ate 18 raisins.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
I was out of the house. And then the next day he got into chicken bones, and then the next
Oh.
day we found a tick on his ear that had been there for at least 12 hours. So it's been like
Yay.
Buddy.
multiple blood tests to check
Buddy.
kidney levels, and like he's fine. Everything's it turned out good, but we got very lucky, and he very much has like Fedid's iron stomach.
Did
That
you?
reminds me, I need to put Ollie's tick medicine on him.
Did
It's
Oban
getting
also
warm
eat
again.
berries that he wasn't supposed to, Peter?
Were
Yeah.
the raisins counted before or after? So did you have to do math when you're like,
After
oh no,
Oh
18
no.
raisins are missing from my package of 25?
we had to do it after, and it was based on like I had left a plate on the very like high counter at the very back, thinking like there's no way he's gonna get to that.
Turns out.
And turns out
he likes.
he's
He can.
Yep.
very enterprising little guy.
No.
And Yeah, but I was eyeballing it about. I think there was about 18 raisins. Like I guesstimated that amount. That was the exact number. I said I think there's between 12 and 18 at the most when the vet asked. And then when he was like fighting the nausea medication for a long time until finally the vomiting happened. And we counted and it was like 18 on the nose.
Nice.
Wow.
So we got lucky. We got lucky.
Well, if they were just on the nose, you don't need to pump his stomach.
True, it's a good point.
So, Tromlin, the just reminding the party here, the fairy food that comes out of Raven's bag is just a container of these lavender cakes and a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Because I believe that's everything that you took, Raven. That comes out of Morgan's stuff.
Morgan,
The
do you
wine?
think-
Sorry, I got distracted by chat. Can you repeat that?
So all that was in your bag, I was just saying what comes out of your bag that is fairy food is a specific container of these lavender cakes and a bottle of wine, because I believe that's everything that you were grabbing was a particular kind of cake and the wine. From Ugna's, it's a random assortment of small treats,
I
just
grabbed a fistful
enormous
of
quantity,
whatever.
and they're completely mixed up with other normal mundane treats.
Morgan, do you feel that perhaps a gift of food might be a helpful thing to give your ex-fiance as a way of saying that fences have been mended? Do you think just a little gift basket of nice lavender cakes and wine would be in order? Just one, just putting it out there.
I have
Solomon
been
is collecting this
considering
food, by the way. You're gonna talk to him. Just so we're clear.
Yeah. I have been considering it. As tasty as they are also cute little weapons. So if I couldn't get them uncursed or make myself immune to the cursing, I was thinking of shoving it down someone's hole if they were a dick to me.
Which hole are we talking about?
Chamber.
I wonder if
cakes and the
the
wine.
curse only works orally or.
Yeah, 10% of it comes through if taken the other way.
Yeah.
Less efficient absorption.
Yeah. But we've been very, very busy, so I haven't had time to investigate at all these cakes.
I might take this while we're all turning out our purses. I might take this time to, because there was a bag of holding in our loot.
There was.
And I may take the time to invert it and see what's
in
inside.
it.
Yeah.
While you're investigating that, Morgan is like inching closer to your purse and is just like, we're already organizing.
It's just going to be
do you
full
want
of like
some?
old people candies and skulls.
So what does Pernie's bag? Does he have a backpack?
Copernicus does not have a backpack because Copernicus doesn't need most of the things that go into the traveler's pack, right?
Yeah.
There's no food and
You
so
have to have a fanny pack and a change of
pockets.
clothes, though.
So he has pockets in his cloak full of random stuff, including just random fistfuls of coins, which is part of the great wealth thing, but also lots of Werthers and similar
Pernie
old people candies.
He's a privileged pinata. Like, you beat him and just like money and privilege and unearned advantages come out.
Not necessarily. He's been alive long enough that the wealth actually makes sense, though.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, he had the leg up to get that, but
boomer, but he's got that boomer generational wealth.
Yeah,
But he has the back. What he has instead of a backpack is the tome, his tome of secrets in like leather straps, and then he has his sacrificial dagger and his bucket. So he does carry something like a purse. He carries a bucket covered in runes.
She wouldn't
don't
go
wanna look
after
at
his
that.
bucket. Yeah.
This tome of secrets has many secrets to the origins of my great wealth. For example, buy a house when houses cost 25 cents, and then just keep it.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's got some like oceanside property in Vancouver that he bought.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly did not steal from people. They were just like, sure, we'll let you build on this one beach. Just leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And he just still owns it, rents it out.
Although I will point out to Peter that that's not far from the truth. How
Yeah.
long it's been since you looked at your
No, I know.
background
I know.
package.
Yeah.
But anyway, so so you're dumping out this bag of holding. So first thing that comes out is a random handful of treasure. The bag was lying in the dragon's hoard, so just by being there, it has picked up. It's very obviously treasure chosen by Kalugnir. It's silver coins, um, silver jewelry, and like crystals. Like some of higher value, like diamond, but others are just straight up crystal. Some of it is just cut
She's one of those
glass.
crystal ladies.
Yeah, it's literally just like things that look like ice, and the actual value of it is kind of all over the place.
Nice.
It's very very white dragon horde
Nice.
energy.
There's
The
like a
one thing
bunch
that
of
stands out in particular to you is a silver and crystal necklace, which looks very very elegant. But again, it's just kind of like you imagine that this was just lumped in a heap in the hoard, and a bag of holding was near it as like some of it slid down and some of it went into the bag. The other thing that comes out of the bag that you very very immediately notice is uh, an undead skeleton.
Does it match
So
the hand that was clutching the silver scroll?
it does appear to be missing parts of its body, but it's not any particular match. But it does attack immediately.
Great.
Cool. I won't bother with like initiative or anything because it's a skeleton.
Yeah, we
so, like,
smash the fuck out of it.
it has like 14 hit points. Yeah, I imagine you quickly dispose of it, but it's just the kind of
probably
thing
an
that's going to end up in a
embarrassing
bag of
way.
holding.
Probably like in an embarrassing way
I've
for the
waited
skeleton.
eons. Immediately gets obliterated.
Yeah.
In the bag of holding treasure, can there be some porcelain figures of like unicorns and like Persian kittens, like those
Oh,
old
yeah.
cheap ones?
Like
And then
the
Morgan
windstone
will keep
statues,
them.
but of people rather than dragons.
Not in the bag of holding, but there was stuff like that around in
Oh yeah.
the hoard for certain. If you wish
Yeah.
to have swiped
Good.
anything like that, feel free.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Yes. Some very kitschy dragon art.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But there are also a couple of small crystal vials of various colored liquids.
Dragon Molly.
I'll identify those. But otherwise, I'm going to leave. Morgan can organize the contents, which means Morgan can distribute the gewgaws that were inside.
Nice.
Yeah, Morgan's excited to like clean and organize things. And she'll offer to like do that and also do some like sewing patches and like cleaning the inside of bags or purse liners, that sort of thing.
It's one of your
If
side
anyone else
streams.
wants.
You're like a home organizer influencer.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I just met this wonderful new carpenter. He's just like figuring stuff out, but he's got some really good ideas about like organizing your home kitchen space.
Nice.
Welcome to Unfuck Your Lair. I'm your host, Morgan B. Satter.
Yes!
Excellent.
Prestidigitation can only do so much, and we're not all casters, okay? So, here are some good tips and tricks.
Yeah, so and I'm just trying to remember if that was everything from the bag of holding. There's also a lot of like random crap, and some of it's like really ancient and moldering, like some rope,
I'll just eat
some. There is some rations. There is some iron rations
bite that.
that have not been out of the oilskins in maybe a millennia.
Yum.
Oh, probably still good.
I mean, they were in a bag of holding, so theoretically, that's preserved.
I mean, even if not.
Buddy.
Yeah, I guess not. I think things still age in a bag of holding. So
It would be funny though if it had like the best before, if
Yeah.
unrefrigerated, if refrigerated, and then if kept in an extra dimensional space.
So it wouldn't oxidize because there's
There's
no
no
air
oxygen,
in a bag
yeah.
of holding. But it would still, whatever bacteria were in it prior would still be
Oh
there.
man, so it's just like crazy fermented.
Just anaerobic bacteria.
Yep.
Yep.
At this point,
Fed it
it's actually
immediately.
like biologically interesting.
It's like the primordial ooze.
Yeah. This is how life might evolve on other planets.
Somebody forgot some shit in their bag of holding.
One of
But yeah, there's like some clothes. Like you could probably figure out something about the person who owned this bag of holding because there's like
Oh, interesting.
some of their clothing. Like basically, it's some person's accoutrements plus the bits and pieces of the treasure hoard that had fallen in.
Yeah, would that be like an investigation to be like who owned this? Well, like
Yeah, you could do some
investigation
poking about.
I'll give the help
Um,
action to Morgan on that.
Sure.
Yeah. What is a snooping? I guess.
Just investigation. First roll an
I
investigation.
don't have investigation, unfortunately.
Well,
I
you
got a
can go the
0.
other way. Morgan can assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Well,
decent at
especially-
it. Got a +5.
If it's about clothing, then Pernie's gonna need help because he does not pay attention very much.
I gotta put
Why don't
the hat
why
on.
doesn't Fetid make the roll?
Oh
Begging
my
fetid.
god!
It's fetid.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's
I'll
wants
stick
that
my
food.
dude in there.
It's really
That's too
cute.
sweet.
He want that food.
So-
Buddy, don't eat my paper.
Oh my god. I'm
Don't
so
eat it.
hungry. I've never
He's so
been fed.
hungry.
I'm hungry.
Oh, get
I
attacked!
need breakfast.
He's so
I'm
hungry.
So Fetid can roll with advantage from assistance from Copernicus.
Oh, well, I'm not going to need it. That first roll is an 18.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, second roll, nat 20. So, yeah,
Nice.
I find a name
Beautiful.
tag.
Well, in that case, yeah, you find the name tag in the underwear. Yeah. So you quickly realize, first of all, a lot of junk as you shake this is coming out of the bottom. There is some furniture in here, like a small table, like a little writing table and chairs. Basically, like it's not a huge thing because it's got to fit through the mouth of the bag of holding. This is a smallish bag of holding, so the mouth is only maximum like maybe 18 inches. Objects could fit in here, but this table is like a little folding table, so it fits in okay. Same with the chairs. There is a bunch of like scribes stuff. There's a folding cot, like a little folded frame that comes out endwise that could be opened up with a canvas hammock in between. There's fair amount of clothing. The clothing is relatively fancy, and you get the impression that this may have been some kind of scholar or maybe a bard. There's enough stuff in it that isn't very wizardy. Like there's some armor, some leather armor, and there's no like spell accoutrement or components or anything. But some sort of scholar had this, and there are a number of bits of scrolls and books that come out that Copernicus takes an immediate interest in, but none of them are magical.
I will amend those for Pernie because I know he's gonna be interested in them. So when I'll do my my signature book and paper shuffle and go.
Ooh.
Brrr, brrr. I'll just like be like shoving them around in a thing and then mending at the same time, so that any of the pieces that touch get to be mended, and then I'll pull it out and yeah.
Nice. That's super cool.
Oh, she's also fully set up like the writing desk and everything, and the cot. She's like put some pillows on there.
Find it all out.
And she will inquire. Fetid, I know you're a small little guy. I know this is a magical item and there's risk involved, but also I've always wanted to know what the hell a bag of holding looks like from the inside. Could you like?
Yeah, just like tie a rope around me and throw me in. I can wiggle in there.
Could I do a guidance on you?
So you don't die?
For safety as well.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
don't die.
And I will try and keep line of sight so that I can vortex warp him out if anything looks
Um,
iffy or he's under
This
threat.
is how we lose our ranger.
I got a 29 Arcana to just.
Very
Is there anything that we should do before?
Before we
Is there
shove
anything?
a kobold into a bag.
Mhm.
Hey, hey! I'm just saying what we're all thinking. Okay.
I mean,
no, I'm
yeah, no,
fully
absolutely.
on board. Fully on
I'm
board.
just
This
as
is the way
curious
we
as-
kill a
as you
character,
are.
and it's
I was saying,
perfectly
like,
appropriate.
even he wants to know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one's judging. It's just like, I don't know.
With,
What do we
No,
need?
with that,
Now that you've planted the idea in my mind, I
Yeah.
simply must know.
Yeah.
with that
that's-
Arcana
Oh, look
check,
at! Oh, don't show the picture. I'm feeling more bad about suggesting it.
This is
Just
who.
a
This is
little
who we're in
guy.
danger.
Bag of holding.
Are you endangering me?
In
No!
danger.
I'm
Morgan
in
is
danger.
like-
Reasons.
Morgan is excited, but then like seeing you go in, like she's like holding back tears, like, oh, my little boy,
He's
my little
not
boy.
boy. He's just a little guy.
all
just
grown
a
up
little
and breaking
boy.
physics.
Horrible, smelly little guy.
Yeah. In battle, Morgan's like always like give that bonus to Ugna, but then but then once we're out of battle, she's like, oh my god, little Fetid was in there the whole time.
He's
I
just a
should
little
have.
boy.
He's just a little guy.
The little guy, and it's my birthday.
He's just small. All right,
Nice.
I'm gonna do new pose generator. Next.
Also,
Oh, Morgan.
shout out
Oh,
to
Morgan,
our
you got a good
beautiful
one.
Chat. Ooh, nice.
You got a real nice one.
Oh,
That's
are
very
you going to
Morgan.
surprise us?
Also, I've
there you
been
go.
I've been cackling
Morgan.
on mute. At our nice. I've been cackling
Oh,
on
yeah.
mute at our chat. All these beautiful bag of holding. Beautiful.
Yeah, they've been good. There's been some good ones. I like the Stargate bag of golding.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I keep
Nice.
Also,
I keep
Daverlo
all
with
of my
the,
crypto in a bag of hodling.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
Also,
so-
Daverlo with the
laptop
CanCon in
bag
here.
of
Very
laptop bag of coding.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
good.
Is
That's gotta
this just
exist.
like an ongoing
Someone needs to
these
make that.
yeah.
bag of folding? So you are with your roll on Arcana, you know that there is generally some classic stories of big problems that come from doing this exact thing with a bag of holding. One is that if you try to place an interdimensional space into another interdimensional
They
space,
explode.
so for example, if you
Bad.
tried to put a portable hole, or possibly, for example, I'm just trying to think of any of the stuff you guys have that folds out in something that folds out larger, for example, would cause a massive explosion and destroy both items. So you would first be
Does
like,
Fetid
maybe
count as a
leave all
bag
of your
of
gear just in
as an interdimensional
case
hole.
you on you.
Maybe the alchemy
Does
jug.
my stomach count as that?
Yeah.
The alchemy
Yeah,
jug
that's
makes
thinking
it hard to
too.
know. Secondly, you would know that the conditions of the pocket dimension that a bag of holding utilizes are not compatible with life. Living creatures placed in a bag of holding come out dead.
Oh,
Well, I guess
And
that
that is
settles that.
probably because of air.
So I could just
It's
hold
not
my breath
likely
and
to
like
be,
go in for a second.
Like,
on a
it's not likely to
29, can
be-
he hold his breath?
as long as it's not very long, because you would know it's not about like, so for example, if you put in something that is liquid, it doesn't freeze.
Mhm.
It's not like about, the vacuum of space or something. It isn't about pressure. It just seems to be things can't live in there, and that's probably more to do with.
Don't want to live in there. I just want to visit.
Just want to look at it.
Fetid's about to
And
have
then-
a contact moment with like they
Yep.
should have sent a poet.
Hell
Yep.
yes.
So how do you choose to?
So once you go in,
Indeed.
Fetid, you won't be able to breathe, and I'm gonna say, strip right down, all gear off,
Okay.
just in case if there's any other extra dimensional planar weird shenanigans stuff that you're carrying, it could cause a terrible explosion, which while fun to watch would be bad to be at the origin point of.
If there doesn't seem to be air in there, we probably can't bring a torch. Does someone have magical light that would not?
I can just
Set this
fairy
off?
fire myself.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because light goes in there from outside. We could set
Yeah.
up a prestidigitation like torch light.
You're not sure if light goes in there from outside because when you open a bag of holding and you look inside of it, you don't see anything.
Mm.
You just see darkness. You have to
Right.
like reach your hand in and rub it around to find the items in a bag of holding.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and we're gonna dump you out, Fetid. One, if we can't pull you out with the rope, we'll dump you out seconds.
Yeah,
after.
I will.
Okay.
I will be readied to, if I can't see him when he goes in, to upon the rope making sussy movements, like something might be wrong, or
Yeah,
we
if I
don't get
tug twice,
contact.
pull me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if that's not working, stick my head in, or at least my face in, to see if I can to teleport him out.
I'm into
This all
it.
seems normal. This
You
all
doing
seems
it?
normal.
We're doing it.
You doing this?
Let's do
We're
Okay.
doing
it.
this.
If I
Look,
die, I
it's,
die.
listen, we need to make bad choices.
Yep.
It's part of our
So
contract.
you've got Fetid tied to a rope,
Yep.
and he is small enough to crawl in through
Yep.
the entrance. And he disappears into the sack, which does not seem to accept his weight. Right? Like when the sack is only like maybe, so the sack is basically like an 18-inch square sewn together, so it opens up with a mouth of up to 18 inches, but it's only about 18 inches deep. It's a small sack. It's in that category of small sack.
Like a
and it
kitchen
has a-
garbage can.
Yeah, and it's got a thong of leather that goes through like holes in the mouth, so you can string it closed like a pouch. So he crawls in, and then there's the rope is sticking out of it, but the sack itself has not much weight. And the sack always has a bit of weight to it. That's the thing about a bag of holding, is that
Yeah.
it feels like it's a sack that is full, but like full of like fabric or something, like rags. So it's just got a size to it, a pleasing heft. It's like one of those British sketch comedy show stolen money bags, like a bag with a dollar sign on it. It's those dimensions.
Nice.
And that kind of, but with no actual it's not like heavy, like it was made full of coins, but it's not super light, like it was full of feathers. It's just an average. So when Fetid crawls in, it gains no weight. The rope is just hanging out through the mouth. And it's like a real anticlimax, because you're just like, okay, now I'm holding a bag with a rope sticking out of it.
Fetid, can you hear us? I try doing I try sending with the book.
Fetid
You okay?
cannot hear
I guess
you.
if there's no air, I wouldn't be able to hear.
Yeah, so Fetid, this is what happens to you. You crawl in through the entrance, and you're immediately swallowed in darkness. You're just in dark. But you cast fairy fire on yourself. Maybe. Let's just check out if there's a verbal component.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I would
Here's
have
a-
done this before I went in the bag.
Here's a philosophical question, though.
That
Just
would not
because-
work. Because if you cast it, you cast it on an area.
Uh-huh.
And
I
if something
see, I
leaves
see.
the area, they are no longer affected, and you're literally
Okay.
going into another dimension, so you would no
Right, that's
longer be
fair.
affected.
That's you're
makes
left
sense.
the area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't have cell service in here.
Yeah. So you
My Wi-Fi is terrible.
there is in fact only a verbal component. So you go in and you try to cast the spell, and you speak. You can breathe out, but it makes no noise.
Mm-hmm.
Or it makes a very, very weak noise, because you can sort of, if you breathe out, as it happens, if you breathe out in a vacuum, your vocal cords can still vibrate the air molecules of what you're breathing out, but there's not a lot of that to get to your ear, so it's very, very quiet and muffled and doesn't make the right noises, and the spell doesn't work. So you're like in pitch blackness, but you also don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no floor, there's no gravity. There's no, like, you don't land on a surface like you're in a room. You're just floating in the ether.
Why do I feel like
And you
when
like try and swim and nothing happens. You're just kind of there.
I feel like when Tromlin gets fed up of parenting our party, that's where he's just gonna fuck it. I'm taking 5 minutes in the goddamn
I'm
bag of
leaving.
holding.
Yeah.
Pulls it over
Daddy
his
needs
head
his alone time.
5 minutes.
just-
5 minutes is a long time to hold your breath.
just floats.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got some kind of spell that will let him just howl into the void of the bag of holding.
He
for
just
5
sticks
minutes,
his
and then
head
comes
into
back
the bag, screams, and then comes back out and is calm.
out. Yeah.
Then,
He's like
later
that
in
one
combat,
Pixar. He's like that one Pixar mom that's like, Mom's just gonna take a break and listen to music in the car, and then it's just like wearing like a cute like muumuu and like
Yeah.
little like face mask and like death metal blaring.
I've decided.
faintly.
Actually, let me retcon that slightly because I've decided because it canonically there's no air in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
However, it's also canonically not like it's not a vacuum. It can't be a vacuum because that would actually like shatter like it would break things that you stick in that can't, it would have pressure effects on the things that you put inside. So it has to be full of something. So I'm going to say that you actually can cast a spell. You can hear in here. It's very muffled because it's just ether. There is ether here, which is the substance that replaces the air, so that there is no pressure differential. So you cast a spell. You can see the flickering fairy fire, but it doesn't illuminate anything.
Oh.
All it's illuminating is you.
Right.
Because there's literally nothing here. And by nothing, I mean nothing. I mean, there are no surfaces. There's not across a distance away. So you're just in shadow and you can just kind of see yourself with your flickering. But everything has been emptied out of this sack now. So there is literally nothing in here. And you're just in a void. And you can kind of like, it feels like you can breathe, but like it's not air. And you start feeling a little not great about it. The temperature is kind of ambient. It's not, it's a little cold, but it's not like freezing.
All right.
I think it's fine when we
that's
yank him.
disappointing. I'm going to
Does
tug
the-
twice on the rope.
You're like, meh.
Where does the
Not
rope
everything
go
I was
attach
hoping it
to
would
or
be.
not attach? Like, where does the rope go to while he's in there?
It just
Is it like-
floats away into the shadows behind him and disappears into the shadow. It is a place of infinite shadow, it seems.
That has some frightening implications.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How might we think about it?
So you feel the tug. You guys feel the tug. You can pull him back out.
Yeah,
Yep.
we do so.
For some real fun, let's get a portable hole and throw that in there and see what happens.
No.
Hey,
Ooh,
Kaito.
explode.
Hey, Kaito, could we get a little bane hammer here? Thank you.
I am. I'm on it.
With this data, however, Copernicus,
Deleted it.
between your Arcana check and the data that Fetid reports back, you are pretty sure you know how this thing is made and could probably make one if you had the time and resources.
Oh.
Because it's basically a piece of Shadowfell.
Oh.
It's just a chunk of Shadowfell that has been woven into this sack, which is and so it's just it's a non-space. That's why when you reach in, you can always grab the stuff that's in there because it doesn't occupy real space. Like if it was an infinite space, you'd never find anything because it would all drift forever. If it was a limited space, it would like, the volume would matter, but it doesn't really matter.
It's a bit of the
in a bag
Shadowfell.
of
There's a
holding. So
weirdly
it's-
sexy Ithalid hiding in it.
Yep, just a little chunk of Shadowfell.
Yeah. Morgan has like
Is
finished.
that a Baldur's Gate joke?
That's a Baldur's Gate joke.
All right.
Yep.
Morgan's probably already done organizing Ugna's bag for her as best she can, and has
Thank
moved on
you.
to problem
Thank you.
solving how to organize things in a bag of holding. And so she's like taking
The
notes.
ultimate
You
challenge.
can't. It's
and
impossible.
It's not impossible. Don't tell me it's impossible.
The
You're
only
just
way
going-
you can organize
You're just
things in a
gonna
bag of
round me
holding.
up. You're just gonna round me up.
only
Here,
way-
I already have a solution.
There's no
Hold on.
space.
I have a solution. When you put things in there, they have to be properly tagged and like attached to each other. So the queer lesbian coded person she's gonna pull out a bunch of carabiners.
But-
And that's gonna be how things get sorted in the bag of holding.
But now
each
that means you
carabiner
can't pull
is
anything out
connected.
without pulling everything out.
No, you can grab the thing and then detach from there
Mm.
the thing you want.
The real way to sort things in a bag of holding is to put them in other things, right? Because when you reach in the bag of holding and try and grab the thing you want, it takes like there's a roll for how long it takes to rummage around until you get what you want. But you basically go, well, there's container 1, which is like this and has these things in it, and container 2, which is like this and has these things in it. That's basically the only way to organize a bag of holding. You go, all the treasure goes in container 1, all the potions are in container 2, yada yada. Then you only have to fish out between the containers rather than between
Every
each individual
object.
item that's present.
Yeah.
That said,
Can we have
it is morning, and the Tromlin, I believe, was planning to make food again this morning, and the members of your family, the extended family of the tribe, have begun showing up. In fact, if you guys linger in the tent for a while, you'll find that someone has already come and made a fire and started like putting the camp together, because that's just the way it is. It's morning, and if your campsite isn't up and running, others will make it so.
That's true.
There's
Nice.
one old bald guy. He's just sitting there going, "Make it so."
Morgan's going to help Tromlin with breakfast as a continuation of her charming process, and
She's
we'll
gonna kiss up to
actually
Dad
Mm-hmm.
by helping in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
and
doing
we'll-
chores. Look, I'm doing chores.
Look, I'm good.
Brownie points have a different connotation.
Yeah, with you guys,
We're trying to
literal brownies.
avoid. We're trying to
Yeah.
avoid getting brownie points.
Instead of like gold stars and things like that,
Yeah.
Tromlin will literally pull a brownie out of his shirt and stick it on you.
Extra fudge.
Did I just hear him say
Probably.
Pico?
Yes, he said pico.
She and
helping him make.
She and I will share a fry bread secret.
Ooh.
So here it is.
Tromlin's already got a
on
bunch
the
of those
record.
because he was, I believe, last time he was.
This is a real world fry bread secret, though.
Hell yeah.
But I'm saying in game, this is
Yeah.
the kind of thing that Tromlin got from the Antes last time.
Oh, that's
We would
true.
have got
That's
something
true.
different from the aunties.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a lot of things from the Antes.
Hey,
Enjoy
we're
your
gonna
new
get all
cousins.
those. We're gonna get all those checked out. It's fine. Yeah. So, instead of using water or milk, which are both options for making fry bread, as the wet portion of your recipe, you can use buttermilk. And if you leave
Indeed.
the dough to incorporate itself, the dry and the wet ingredients, so that the all the flour absorbs all the liquid, and leave it overnight, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting takes on fry bread because it's basically a biscuit dough. So there are like almost all of the biscuit tricks. So the buttermilk trick is a real straightforward fusion, right?
Sounds really good.
I am going to start putting a poll together. So I would like for the players to temporarily step out of the chat. I'm almost done, and then I will start running the poll. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Audience, as always, with the poll, vote early, vote often. You may vote extra times using your channel points if you want to see one of these in particular occur. But please do vote. I'm very curious to see which of these you're going to choose for our players. Or should I say for one player in particular? I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. But
swear
bring
to
those
God,
votes
Lane.
in.
Yeah.
Bring
I
those votes
swear to
in.
God, Lane. I
I
had
don't know.
one restful night, maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm gonna ditch some of my channel points by throwing. This is how I get rid of my
DM's
channel
just gonna
points. I
vote.
throw a couple votes on each of them.
Lane!
It's a good way to use up my channel points. All right. Ooh, nice. Keep those votes coming. Now we got a competition. That's what I like to see.
Suspicious.
All right. So in the meantime, yes, the camp is starting to get active here. Tromlin has gone out of the tent to start working on food. Morgan is helping. Fetid is like warming himself by the fire after that weird fucking cold, eerie. There's like a lingering unease from spending a little time in Shadowfell. It's not a great place. You're happy to put stuff there, but you can see how it would be a useful place to put stuff. It's definitely
Right.
bigger on the inside. But you wouldn't want to live there.
Morgan's gonna approach Fetid at the fire and be like, "Well, I was cleaning out my purse. I don't know if you want this or if you want to eat it." And she's gonna put like a very old, very stained and scungy makeup sponge
Ooh.
that was like like she'd been using it for too long, but we've also been on the road for too long.
Would you have any use for this?
Oh man,
Yeah,
this
I don't
smells
know.
so good. I'm just gonna
It's got-
immediately eat it, but like really savor it because this is a gift from a friend. So like I'm not just gonna swallow it.
Yeah, there's various like
Nice.
tincture leftover things.
Yeah,
Lick your
yeah.
Like
fingers.
got multiple essential oils on there.
Good. Yeah, like years of dead skin
found-
cells in that.
Yeah, and like foundation. There's
Yeah.
like
Absolutely delicious. Thank you.
Man, after the 1,000-year-old dry rations,
Yeah, it's been
This-
a good day
it's
to be
like good
fed.
morning. Copernicus, did you want to take the time to do another identify ritual on those potions?
Yes, please.
I'll also point out that you do still have, what were the things remaining that you hadn't done anything with? You still have the cleric's tome of knowledge item that has not yet been used, and you have the small black notebook with the magical lock that you have not yet.
So we
generated.
need someone to cast knock or dispel magic on the black book. If anyone has a knock or dispel magic, that'd be lovely. And then I think I already gave the cleric's tome of knowledge to Tromlin last.
Well, let's play that out.
Okay.
Because he may not immediately know what it is.
Tromlin, Grand Nugget.
Yes.
And I pull out a faded blue leather book with a generic holy symbol of the North and silver binding. And I say, I know that you were the one who said we shouldn't steal things from the dragon, but I thought I would at least steal something for you. And I hand it over and I say, this is some kind of cleric thing. Yeah, you played those games, right? Yeah, this.
Tromlin just sits down on a tree stump and like puts his hand in his head, in his hands.
Do you need me to get you the bag of holding?
Give me a minute. Just take me a minute. All right. What is this book? I look at it.
The man at the store said everyone your age is playing it. He said
Do you want
really
more
liked it.
information? Do you want more information
Yeah.
from your Copernicus? From your identify, you know that it is a tome of knowledge, but you may roll Arcana to know more about what a tome of knowledge is.
Sure.
I believe the gist of identify is usually that you know what it's called, but not necessarily exactly what it does.
It's a 17 Arcana.
You're not like super knowledgeable about these tomes, but you know that they are a magic that basically grants knowledge is specific to what is mechanically character class. So you just know that if a cleric were to read this book, they would gain additional cleric powers. If a non-cleric were to read this book, they would gain cleric powers. The extent to which you don't know exactly what it is. Like if it's a very powerful book, it could be levels, right? Which I don't know how that would translate into in-game.
I almost want to see Copernicus read this book to see what the fuck happens.
But
Suddenly, you have a new patron.
But the obvious sort of value of that is that if a cleric reads it, then they're who already has some power, the powers they are gaining would be more significant than, like imagine the difference between a character with no levels in cleric reading a thing that gains a level of cleric versus like a 9th level cleric gaining 10th level.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those is obviously more valuable than the other. But you don't think this would be whole levels necessarily.
Pernie
So
reads
I
it.
need to-
Oh, sorry, no, you go ahead.
I need to cast a spell on it, you said?
No, that's another item.
Okay.
Pernie also pulls out a little black book with a lock on it. It's like, I need some help getting in here, and a knock spell or a dispel magic would do it.
I will need to basically repray because I did not know I needed a dispel.
Or you can just
And I
wait till
believe-
tomorrow.
Yeah, there will be time, but here, this is the book that I wanted you to have. I think it yeah, maybe there'll be something interesting in there for you.
Thank you very much. I mean, we've got it. I might as well use it, right? I'm not gonna go back to the dragon and say, "Hey, we took this by accident."
I
Or
have
go
a
back to the
feeling-
dragon, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So using it involves basically reading the book. So do you do that like after breakfast? What's your plan?
I would do it after breakfast. I'm assuming it needs my full attention.
So when you so when breakfast is done, and I'll just sort of speed up a little bit here, we can go back if people want to do some more role playing over that period of time. But Tromlin will settle down in the tent with this book, open the binding. There's a latch, the silver latch. At first it doesn't open, like you can't see a mechanism to open it. There's no like sort of obvious button or keyhole. But there is, of course, a holy symbol in the center of the cover, and it's a holy symbol that's like a merged version of the holy symbols of Odin and Njord. And you have a holy symbol of Njord on your chain, so you sort of like bring it towards the book, and immediately the latch just opens. This is clerical magic basically needs to have proximity. And when you open the book, it starts glowing and it falls open, not to the first page, but like it does that thing that like books do in like Disney films when they're magical, where like the pages like flutter by until it falls open in a particular, because it looks better on camera, right? To have the middle of the book, not the first page of the book.
Yeah.
And in doing so, there's just a series of inscriptions, holy script, and you start to read it, but immediately the words come out of your mouth like it's a chant, very much like when you're praying. And before you know it, you've said a prayer, and you feel yourself infused with holy energies. And I just want to point out that wow, you guys, these votes are almost done. We're right near the end. You have a few seconds left to get your votes in, and there's still close
I'm
enough
excited
that 2 of them
and
could
terrified.
Yeah, this is how we all get herpes.
Absolutely.
No.
Yep. I mean, sort of, not really. All right,
No,
bring those
no.
votes in. You're almost done, almost out of time, and done. Thank you very much, chat. That was really, really useful. So, as you are, and that's over now, so you guys can all jump back in to the chat. As you are reading from this and praying, you find yourself mouthing the prayers of some of, like, as you're fingering your keychain. Part of like what you're doing is just reciting prayers, and it sort of in the back of your mind, you kind of realize that, like, oh, if I was like a regular cleric, this would just be my patron god I would be reciting prayers to. And so you find yourself kind of like jumping through a few because that's your shtick. And then the light from the book swells, and the rest of you who are outside finishing up or chatting with the families, at which point, by the way, one of the messengers from the Grand Dame has arrived to summon you all to council, and Morgan, you're talking with that person. When suddenly there's this blazing white light that comes from the tent that you all see.
Trumlin, buddy, you okay?
And Ugna, when you push your head through the tent to look and see what's going on, Tromlin looks up from what is now suddenly just an ordinary-looking book with blank leaves, like it's now the magic has been done. And Tromlin has, instead of his previous satyr's horns, he now has these glorious swept back silver dragon's horns and a very distinctly reptilian visage. As Tromlin, I asked the chat to choose which of your gods you landed on as you gain a blessing, and you have been blessed, at least temporarily, with the features of Astilabor, the dragon goddess.
This satyr's a real silver fox.
The dragon goddess of greed and wealth.
Woo!
Worshipped widely in Nelmar Zesh. Her symbol is a shield with a 12-faceted gem, worshipped in Nelmar Zesh and by Dragonborn everywhere. And in fact, many of you have seen the symbol of this dragon goddess before, because it was the one on all of the Nelmar Zesh merchant ships. And in mechanical terms, you just gained a couple of features of 6th level cleric. You have now got 2 channel divinities per day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very nice.
Instead of 1. And you gain your next feature, which is Trickery Domain, Cloak of Shadows. You can use channel divinity to vanish. Become invisible to the end of your next turn, but become visible if you attack or cast a spell.
Nice.
Cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I need to get away from all of you, I know what to do.
You can just like disappear into the shadows.
Ugna like stares at you for a second as she's standing in the entryway to the tent, and then it's like, you got a. Is this a?
You got something on your face.
You got
you got some dragon on your face.
I don't know. Did you eat the fairy food?
I did not.
I can just.
Although now Trum's like.
You can just see Fetid being like a little scared and confused, like kids who see their dad shave their beard after they shave their beard for the first time. They're just like,
"Oh God, that is such a prime moment for kids."
Oh, I don't. Are you the same?
It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Traum was like, "Can I use this to go back and fuck that dragon?"
Are you okay? Are you okay, buddy?
Tromlin! We're twins! Tromlin, we're twins!
You've never looked more handsome.
Oh my god.
And I want to say, I think I said silver, but gold is more appropriate. The the appearance of a Stillabor is often as a topaz dragon, but with shimmering effects of metallic as well. So your horns are like a metallic gold dragon, and your skin is like the gem-like scales of a topaz.
Ooh.
We're
Fancy.
twins! Oh my god.
Trump was completely confused what's going on. Like, what? I just read a book. What's going on?
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
looking in the mirror.
You've
I just
got
like,
something on.
look.
Morgan's like, do you mind? And she'll like start looking through your bag at your clothes, trying to find like color matching stuff
Oh my
for
god.
the two of
Well,
you to wear.
I have finery in there too. So
Yeah.
And I'm like, you
Yeah,
got like
this-
your horns are doing a thing, and your face is kind of like shiny.
Look, it's super.
Oh,
I think
Was
my
that
horns
normal?
wrong.
Yeah, Morgan's gonna
Trump was
like
that's called
hand
sweat.
him a mirror. Handed him a mirror from her stuff as she's like sorting through outfits to like have them match up.
Looks at his reflection and says, "Oh, I bet I can fuck all your aunties and uncles now."
Yeah. I mean, you look real
If you
shiny.
want,
It's real good. It's a good look.
I mean, Trauma's probably made a few cousins for you while he's been here.
I know like how you people do things normally, and that like a lot of you have like this like oh nice, you guys have like this well like all your gods have like their own beliefs and sets, but there's like a pretty prevalent one where like you just kind of fucking have as many children as you can for like labor and stuff, but like we don't really do that here.
Works for me.
We don't. So, yeah, so like we actually care about what children we have, when, and how many. We don't just like reproduce for labor forces, you know.
I bet your people are you. Do you just mean like Southrons in general? People not from the north,
From the where it's
or are you
real
basically
cold.
suggesting that Cromlin's a quiverful?
I mean, who knows how many kids Pernie has? It's really
Listen,
unfair.
Yeah, like
Barb
Like-
and I had a little saying, which was birth control. I'm out of control.
Yeah.
yeah,
go
like
down.
I understand.
Good.
And sorry, I should clarify about like you people. I mean like,
Because
People
you
not
and
from
I are the
here.
same. We're both natures. You get that,
We're
right?
both satyrs.
oh, that's like sure, like biologically,
from the
but
south.
like, yeah, like. We like if we were just have like a billion kids whenever we want, like be having unprotected sex or like not having abortions,
Trauma
like
looked at her
you
after
know?
pointing. He's like, "I was kidding. I promise. I'm not trying to knock up your whole family."
no, I just don't want you to get your hopes up. Like
That's the
they'll
right
fuck
word.
No,
you, but that
like-
doesn't mean that they think that you're worthy of having your kid. Like
That's completely fine. I don't.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't care. Look,
Mm.
I've got 3 out there already. 2 of them
Yeah.
want to kill me. Not for any reason beyond
4.
that's just what they do.
4 of them. You got
Okay.
4 of them out there. 3 of them want to kill you.
Yes.
Mm.
And the 4th one is murdering other people for fun. Good for her.
yeah,
I'm not
so
You
like,
think you get paid to do it in this economy?
In this economy?
in this,
I'm not in
yeah,
a hurry to make more.
exactly.
It's been pointed out in the chat that the other 2 options in the poll were the lion god and the raven god. So
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Someone probably would have been good right now.
the raven, it was close with the raven.
Mm-hmm.
Troublemakers. All
Dragon's
y'all
pretty
vote-
cool, though.
voting.
When you have the chance to be a dragon, be a dragon.
Mhm.
I would like for Copernicus to roll me 1d6.
That's a 6.
Oh, that is the worst thing you could have rolled.
Oh no.
But that's okay. It is what it is. So, after eating Copernicus, or rather after everyone else is eating and you're at breakfast sort of like pretending to eat, the smell of the food is bothering you way more than it usually does.
Oh right,
You
I
feel
failed a
almost-
Constitution
You
save, didn't
feel
I?
queasy.
Oh no.
And at one point, after the meal is mostly done, and this all this hullabaloo is happening with Tromlin, and you get up and run around, you really feel bad. You suddenly vomit blood off to the side,
That seems bad.
and your hit point total goes down permanently by 6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Morgan's already been in hover mode, so she'll go over and be like, "I can press the digitation that away for you, but I don't know if you want to like."
No, I
eat
need
it
to.
or
I need to count the.
reconstitute it. Or...
I need to count the number of raisins in it just to see if I got them all out.
Are you okay?
I
Is
think
that normal?
one of the
He looks like
ghouls-
hell, but he always does.
Yeah.
One of the ghouls bit me, but I thought that it wouldn't make a difference because I'm a main character. Um,
Huh.
but I don't think that's. I don't feel so good.
It's okay, Grandpa. We got you.
Yeah, you should
Like,
sit down or something. Maybe we can get you some tea and like a blanket. You're really cold. Does I'm like feeling your forehead?
It's just it's like he always does.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to make a medicine check, that I don't know if anyone's good at it. Tromlin is, I think.
I also don't know if there's like an implied disadvantage because of the fact that I lack a lot of classic vital signs.
I rolled a 3.
No,
have
what
medicine.
I was basically going to give you here is that whether you're worse than normal.
I'll use my hospital scrubs teal dice.
Amazing.
I got.
Cromwell wears a
18.
sexy nurse outfit.
18.
Excellent.
Nice.
You've just got that keyed up on one of your disguise tattoos. You're just like, boom.
Yeah,
Sexy nurse.
you think between Tromlin and Morgan, you think he looks like. I mean, he always kind of looks undeadish, but maybe a bit more than usual.
My tummy hurts.
Yeah, it's not good.
I shouldn't have eaten that goblin cake.
I don't think it's the cake. Can I inspect the bites, Mark?
You can.
There's
You
like
could, in
bloody
fact-
chunks of cake
Oh no.
from your gag earlier, pun intended.
Oh, I'm not eating those.
And you could roll. You're not great at either of them. Arcana or religion is part of your inspection there, Tromlin.
Can I ghostly gaze inside my own tummy?
Can I help him or
30
do my own arcana?
What's up?
Yes.
with
30,
your
20.
Nice. 19 plus 1. You suspect that this is in the nature of a magical disease, which will require potentially a lesser restoration.
Okay, I can.
Hopefully not a greater restoration, but you won't know until you try.
Well, guess what? I have that written down as one of my 3rd levels.
Nice.
What? In fact, lesser restoration is it's not even a 3rd level. Lesser restoration is a
It's
1st
second
level, I think. No, but you've also got it on the prayer beads.
All right, cool.
2 of
I'll
your
get the
prayer
prayer
beads
bead out.
can do a cure, which is either cure wounds or a lesser restoration.
All right, I'm gonna pull the prayer bead out and take care of this problem right now.
Okay. Good, because he would have made another roll every day until he became
Oh
an
my
abyssal
God.
ghoul.
That seems
my-
very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, your
seems-
god!
Don't love that.
Yeah.
Can I have my
From
hit
what?
points back?
Fortunately, no.
Oh my god!
Oh
That's
god,
a-
that's permanent.
That's a permanent. Yeah.
You're
Well,
done.
like I said, if this disease was not healed,
Yeah.
you would have continued to lose those hit points until they were at 0. At which point you would have become an abyssal ghoul,
That's
which is
bad.
not a great time. Actually, it might not. I might think it might be a regular ghoul. It might not even be not even as cool as an abyssal ghoul.
I will share with the aunties. I'm making a note that I'll share with the aunties the information about the ghoul and that is a danger for that area now. Whether or not they get taken care of by the dragon now that it's up or what. But
tell you what I will allow you to do here, though, Peter. If Copernicus wants to use an inspiration, I will let you re-roll that 1d6 and see if you get something. Because, I mean, you can't roll higher.
I will spend that inspiration. All right, give me a shitty roll here. Come on, shitty roll.
Roll low, roll low.
It's a 5. I'll spend another inspiration,
Oh.
if I may.
Am I willing to go to double down? I'll let you spend 2 more. For
I
another
will
roll.
bend luck on his first roll. And that means that it's a reaction. Spend 2 sorcery points to give a D4 penalty.
I won't take the D4 penalty because that's based on specific types of it. That's hit rolls and saving throws, I think, exclusively. I could be wrong, but it's D20 rolls. It's not going to be. You couldn't do that to someone's damage roll, for example.
Okay.
But I will accept a bend luck for to allow him to spend 1 inspiration for another reroll.
Thank you.
I'm just seeing if I have anything else. Magical guidance. Spend a sorcery point to reroll a skill check.
Yeah, again, not a skill check.
No. Okay.
This is a.
But
How
the bend luck
fucked am I
is
check?
a good one.
All right, thank you.
This is just a how bad is it going to be?
1.
Nice.
Oh,
Hell yes.
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you, thank you.
Hell yes.
All right, updating my character
I
sheet.
am absolutely standing by that.
Morgan's.
Yeah.
Morgan's. Was it a sorcery point for that to happen? Did you say?
2 sorcery
Just for
points.
right now? 2 sorcery points. Okay.
Yep.
And that'll be Morgan
And
just like.
I'm
like,
rolling. I just rolled for a wild
You gotta-
magic surge, and you're getting one.
Oh boy.
Okay. I roll 2 what?
So you're rolling percentile.
Okay. Minus. Okay, minus 2 sorcery, and then that's percentile, which is like 1 double D10 and 1 single.
Yeah, the 2
digit
D10s.
D10, right?
The 2 D10s, one with the 10s, 2 numbers, and one with the single digit numbers.
Okay.
Or I can roll for you if you don't have any percentiles handy.
The red one is the double digits. The red one, the double digit one is a 1, and the single digit is a 2.
That's a 12.
Okay.
Okay. That is the height change.
And then the other one?
And the other one, so you've had the height change before.
Is an 8 and a 8 for the double digit and a 0 for the single digit.
So straight up 80. So you can choose between you either grow or shrink by several inches permanently, or a cloud of butterflies appears and stays with you for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, butterflies for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, butterflies.
So
That's just
poof,
cool.
a cloud of illusionary butterflies, and or flower petals flutter in the air within 10 feet of you for the next
Why not both?
several minutes. Yep.
That'll be Morgan, like, just putting a stern hand on Grandpa's back and being like, you gotta be more careful out there, okay? Like, we can't lose you.
You will
Yeah.
notice that your family members are all like really eyeing up the group. We're at break time here, so we'll I'll set the tableau, but like Tromlin, like there was a burst of white light, and now he's coming out with like mixed satyr dragon features, and Copernicus has been vomiting some blood, and now that you've helped to sort of make him feel a little better. And Tromlin's cast his prayer bead spell. There's a cloud of butterflies floating around you, Disney princess style.
We're just a bunch of fucking weirdos.
And this is the kind of shit. This wild magic stuff is the kind of shit that that led to you leaving the tribe. And so there's a lot of like
Morgan and her weird
Yeah.
friends are here, I guess. Causing
Be
trouble.
Not full on
Be
distrust, but
fucking
certainly
grateful.
not pleasing. And with that, let's take a break.
Butterflies and flowers aren't pleasing?
Yeah, come on.
Oh
Who,
my
who,
I mean,
who
I would
wakes up in the
Magic
morning
shit
and
isn't
says,
pleasing.
to this I woke up this morning deciding I'm an enemy of butterflies and flowers.
Hate those things.
Show me that character and I'll show you the villain of this arc.
Yeah.
Okay,
80s
break time.
cartoon villain.
See y'all in a few.
Sounds
Alright.
good.
Save it a
Yeah.
bit.
18 after the hour.
Wait,